In this video, I'm going to be talking about musicals. The only reason why I'm talking about musicals really is because, like, one of my friends. Hold on a second. For some reason, I feel more secure when it's closed. I don't know why. It's really weird. But, like, one of my friends, Mary Beth, like, a while back when I said that I have a webcam, I might make videos of me doing vlogs or talking or whatever. Like, she made a suggestion a couple times. Like, she said, like, it was just whatever, but she told me that I should talk about musicals, especially since she's in the musical theater program at an arts high school when I was in theater. But oh, and yes, Mary Beth, if you're, that is back there, that is a Bud Light box. Let me show. Look what is inside of Bud Light box. Books and crap. Am I classy or what? Whatever, the box was already there, and there's not a single, like, drop of alcoholic beverage in this house, really. I mean, like, in this house, like, the closest thing to beer is, like, cans of soda. And in all honesty, I don't even drink soda as often as I used to. Drink it every now and then, but whatever. Musicals. Like, I don't know. Like, at first, I was really unsure to think about musicals, like, a couple years ago, because, like, it was, I don't know. It was like when I first had the idea of seeing musicals, it was like my first idea of a musical was when I saw High School Musical, to be honest. And when I first saw High School Musical, it was like, when I first saw it, I was like, hey, this is awesome. When I watched it over and over again and saw the sequels to it, I thought that the movie was pretty much crap. And I still feel that way. But when we actually think about it, when I thought about it, actually, it's like my first really encounter with anything that was like a musical was a lot of people, like, there are people who don't think of it from this angle, but Disney movies. Disney movies are essentially cartoon musicals, and I know that there's gonna be people who are gonna be watching this and they're gonna be like, well, no shit. But you'd be surprised how many people actually haven't thought of it from that angle. And just when I think about it in general, a lot of people who I personally know who are into musicals, like, in general, are very into Disney. There must be a correlation of some type, but whatever. But yeah, the thing about musicals, bleh, I said that so bad, terrible. But the thing about musicals, it's like, I don't know. To me, I find different from theater, like being in a play, is that, like, I don't know, like in a play, like in a good play actually, it's like, I don't know, when you're portraying as a character, you're actually being that character, you know? It's like, well, I've always thought of it as an angle of not even trying to be like trying to even portray a character or whatever. Like, I always think of it from the angle of, what if this person is real, like a real actual person, you know? And One general idea I've had is like what if they were a real living breathing person, like how would they be? Like of course there's other ideas of how I have them, like how to act or whatever, but that's just the general concept. But like I don't know, the thing with musicals is that the songs and the acting, it's like in a way, like in some strange way, it's almost like on like a higher level of tension, emotion, and passion that's into it. But at the same time, it's like I don't know, thing that's incorporated into a musical, the acting, the music, even the dancing, like all of that just weave together, like it can make a really, like if it's done well, can really bring about a really amazing show and a really amazing experience. You know, for everyone who's in the cast and people who are in the audience who are watching it. And like quite honestly, like the only time I've ever been in a musical was like last year, junior year. I was going to Harrison School of the Arts, but the all school musical was White Christmas. Oh boy, White Christmas. Oh god, that show, like, just being that show was a beast for a lot of people. Like, oh my god, the set was huge and there were so many different changes, like, all the time. You know? And it's like, I couldn't, like, personally, when I found out the previous, like, the end of sophomore year that I got cast in the show, I was like, really? Like, I just could not believe it, you know? Like, it was just so surreal to me. It was like, besides, besides that, like, ugh, before the audition started for the show, it's like, I watched the movie, like I've watched the movie, like, 5 or 6 times. I've done research on characters and performances of it, and I've watched certain songs, you know, and how people performed it, different types of performances, whether they be on like a Broadway professional performance or whether it be like high school. With White Christmas, like I was casted as Mr. Snoring Man. Oh my god. Uh, and the thing that was really weird was before I auditioned, it's like it's like before I auditioned, I looked at the cast list and stuff like that. It was like I pretty much thought that if I got any part in a show, then Mr. Snoring Man would be it. You know?
It's really hard to get any type of research on it because it's just Storyman is just like a side character who's essentially in just 2 scenes, and he's not in the movie version of it, you know. And it was just really crazy. It's like basically, jeez, basically I was just, oh my god, just remembering it and talking about it, it's just, ah, it was just really crazy, man. It really was. Basically, my role was just like it was like on the train scene. They're going to Vermont. Like, I was just, oh my god. Like, I was just sitting, like, on the train, like, leaning over on Bob's shoulder with a blanket, and I had ski poles, and basically throughout the entire scene is at certain points I would just snore really loud, just snore like a freaking wild animal. It's like when we first started doing rehearsals for that scene, it was like really crazy, you know. I first started trying out the snores. It was like really weird first doing it. It's like you know, it was like first like we're rehearsing it in like small dance studio, leaning on this dude's shoulder, and I'm just snoring really loudly. It's like at first I couldn't stop laughing. It was like first I was like, what the heck am I doing? It was like it was fun, and I enjoyed doing it. At the same time, it's like I still feel ridiculous, you know. But besides that, I was just snoring, and during the singing number that I was in, Snow, it was like really funny. It's really ridiculous. And like it's like not being in a musical for like for some reason like I felt pressure like I've never felt pressure in a show like I have before, you know. With just like being in plays, it's like I've gotten used to it. I've got like just being in it was natural. And it's like after the whole snoring thing, it was in the beginning of the next scene. It was like how a couple lines acting just go off, and then I come back at like the end of the musical when it's like kind of like in Curtain Call where we sing excuse me, where we sing White Christmas and I've Got Love to Keep Me Warm. Besides that, the only times that I was really even doing anything was like when we were singing Old Man, and I was like off stage, like in the wings, because they had like on both sides, like off stage, they had these microphones set up to where it was like people who were off stage and like would sing Old Man. You know, will follow the old man wherever he wants to go. But I remember like one performance was really crazy. Like on one, like the show was already crazy because like everyone had like tons of quick changes, and I know that there's like over 100 to 200 something different costume pieces. It's like for all the chorus members, for all the dance members, for multiple lead roles. Everyone had like pardon my language, everyone had like a crap ton of quick changes and stuff like that. And quick changes, they can really kill you if you're not careful. But during one performance, we were singing Old Man. Like I would when we were singing Old Man, I would always go to the stage right. But on one performance, there was literally like no one on the left side. You know, like no one was on stage left. And you know what was really crazy was like I was one of the few people who kept the script handy, you know, because like I was always like in the what was in the guys' dressing room, like I was always in there, and I would always like pay attention. I would always pay attention to what was the current scene, you know, where it's like if anyone needed like a heads up or anything on what's going on and what's the next scene, or if this certain song's coming up, I would try to alert a couple people who were around, you know. And it's like hectic things can happen where it's like missed entrances and people have to improv lines. Like, you know, the improving stuff that, thank God, I feel like, as far as I know, that only happened twice. But that was just really sucked, man. It sucked so bad. The thing with like me being Mr. Snoring Man was like it was really like I had mixed feelings about it because the thing I was really nervous about was during Snow is like I had a couple of solos in the song, you know, and it's like when I was originally cast for the role, it was like the solos like were kind of overlooked, but at the same time, it's like you feel like it was thought that I wouldn't have much of a problem with it, but like like to be honest, like just in general, it's like when I sing, like my voice is deep, but at the same time, like my voice, like I can project like loud and acting, but when it comes to singing, my voice is strong, like at all. I guess I could, like if I could like for a long period of time, I could train it, but eh. But at the time, it was like my voice just wasn't strong, like strong enough for it, and it's like there was even it was like there was even a time where it's like try to run try to run through it. It was like a week and a half before like a week and a half before opening night, and it's just like I couldn't sing like with a full like I couldn't sing out. I couldn't do that, you know. And it's like I went off to the side. Mr. Sangaki was the director, and it's like he talked about it, and I freaking like I broke down into tears, like I freaking crumbled. It's just it's like I basically like at that moment like I thought that it was like the end of the world, you know. And it's like later on I felt like it's like later and it's like I didn't get the like I didn't get to sing the solos anymore, but hey, like I got some Mr. Storyman ass things to do. It's like the guy who played Bob, where it's like instead of singing solos, what I would do would be like I would still sing with the chorus, but like the parts for Mr. Snoring Man was they were given to they were given to Phil, and Mrs. Snoring Man was given to Judy. So like it's been a long time since I've even done anything like Christmas related or even listened to the music. But basically what I did was like I just laid on the shoulder of like Bob, and I had the blanket, and I just kind of like stole a little bit. It was really funny. Was like I had the mic, like the mic was taped on or whatever. Mics are a pain in the ass. Mics are a pain in the ass. They really are. But I was just snore really loudly, and it's like. Even if I didn't have the microphone, you could hear it. But with the microphone, you could hear like so loud. It's like it was just so freaking amazing. It was so great. But yeah, and honestly, like White Christmas was like the first musical that I've been in. The only show that I've been in my junior year at Harrison, and the last show that I've been in while going to Harrison. But honestly, like when it comes to White Christmas, honestly I can really say that oh my god, I can really say that it was easily the best performance, best experience that I've had in any show ever. You know, it's like I got opportunities to be involved with certain things and do certain things that I really never even thought that I would ever be able to get to do, you know. And it's like I never thought that I never thought that I would be in any type of main like I never thought that I would be in a musical at all, really. I never thought that I would be in a show that had like a huge cast. I never thought that I would be in a show that was at the awesome level that was like. I never thought I would be in a show that would have like such a high quality performance that White Christmas did have, you know. But oh man, I'm like, this video was supposed to be talking about musicals, and I pretty much talked about one musical. Jeez. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but just talking about that, I'm pretty much lost for words right now. But like I can honestly say, just being in that show, it's just it's like I got opportunities I never thought that I would have gotten, you know, and just having just playing having those opportunities I never thought that I would ever get, you know, just that just came along with going to Harrison, you know. Like, especially like when I was in middle school, like Harrison was like I was like in a drama department in like this arts like magnet school or whatever, and honestly, like they pretty much treated Harrison as like he was like this great godly heaven. Like they treated the places like it was heaven, you know. I'm like yeah, treating like you think of the place as heaven. Like I'd say it's a bit of an overstatement, but it's still like an amazing school, and it's like it's really weird, you know? Cause like I don't know, a lot of like personally, I feel like I've at least changed a little bit, you know, cause like I always wanted to like just ever since middle school and stuff like that. Like I've always wanted to change and improve my life and just stuff like that, and you know, like I've always just pretty much like I've always wanted to change, you know. I feel like through going to Harrison, it's like I've kind of gotten the ability to do that, you know. It's like just going there just mean it's like there are a lot of ups and downs, you know. Just up and downs all the time. And it's just I met a lot of amazing people there, a lot of amazing friends, amazing teachers. I got to just like literally like I got to do stuff that I never thought that I would ever be able to do. You know? It's like just people like at LHS and some people who go to Harrison didn't like it. They say that Harrison is like really extremely overrated and that Harrison is like a crap school, but trust me, like Harrison is not a crap school. It is like I can honestly say that it is the best thing that's ever happened in my life, you know? It's like I don't know. It's like you go to the school and it's like you go to the school and depending on which department you're in, it's like as long as you're doing something you have a passion for, you know, it's like at the same time it's like even if you don't go on to pursue your passion, the passion you had, like that you had at Harrison, like even if you don't pursue that in a career or whatever, you know, you learn you learn discipline, you learn life lessons, you learn how to work with people. You like basically you like pretty much learn how to like find like I know that it's not this case for a lot of people, but you kind of like learn you kind of learn yourself like a little bit, I guess. It may sound stupid, but like, a lot of times like someone might not like you might not know who you are, you know. And like you might not know who you are, and just having an opportunity like that can really change. You know, it's like just being in the theater department, just going to Harrison LHS. Honestly, I can say that there were a lot of people who I either really don't care about, or I know who like even if I'm friends with them now, I will never talk to them ever again. But at the same time, I know that I have friends there, you know, who I want to stay in touch with them, you know. I want to keep talking with them. Cause like over years, like you can really you can in a way, I guess, really learn who your true friends are. You know? It's like first I auditioned for. Oh my god! It's like when I first auditioned, like in 8th grade to get in. It was like I auditioned for both the theater tech department and the theater department. Like some people might not know what technical theater is, but technical theater is just basically the technical aspects of theater. Basically, that's basically how it's an easy way to sum it up. You know, like from stuff to like building building the set of like a performance, like building it from the ground up, building it from scratch, like for you know, building the set, painting the set. Excuse me. Arranging the lights, different light sets for it, just customizing like in a whole bunch of different ways that you can, working with the costumes, the sound elements and sound effects and stuff like that. Like I have not done any technical theater anything since like the first half of my sophomore year, so it's kind of like my memory is kind of fuzzy on it, you know. Let's see if there's any technical aspects that I'm missing out. Talked about the set, paint, sound, lighting, costumes. No, I got them. I got them all. But just stuff like that can really take a toll on someone, and really, you know, really have like some. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But it's like middle of sophomore year, I auditioned for theater, and I got in for theater, you know, and it was amazing when I found out, because like at that same time was when we were auditioning for the main stage production, which was a Shakespeare play As You Like It, and I was one of 2 sophomores who got in the play. Everyone else was juniors and seniors. You know, like I pretty much found out like almost the same day, like hey, you got into theater, and hey, you got into As You Like It. And it was like, it freaking blew my mind, you know, because I got into theater, like I made it into the department, and I got into As You Like It. And what was really cool about getting As You Like It at the time was, like I was told that I was like the first technician in recent memory to actually audition and get a part in a main stage production. And it was like, and as a sophomore at the time, like I thought that was like the most amazing thing ever at the time, you know. He was like, I was like, oh my god. I know that I'm babbling and I'm sounding like an idiot, but I don't care. I'm reminiscing. If you don't like it, then you can go. You can go fall in a ditch or something. I don't know. But and it's like I really like before I auditioned for theater, I really wanted to. I really wanted to make sure that it was the right, like it was like the right decision. Like I tried to like make sure that it was what I really wanted. You know, because like I've talked to, like for instance, I've talked to two people who graduated, who've been in theater, two people who graduated who were in technical theater, and I talked to two people who graduated who were in both departments. Like one person started out in theater, but they switched to tech, and the other person started out in tech and switched to theater. You know, I talked to them. Like I've thought about it for a really long time, and I decided to audition, and I got in, and it was like really cool and really amazing. You know, and oh my god, being in theater. Ugh. It's like when I was talking to one of the teachers, Mr. Kimball, I told him, talking to him like straight up, like he told, he told me that, like he straight up like honestly told me that, when it came to me, he says that if I stayed in tech, then he can honestly see me being miserable, and that if I got into theater, then you know I'd at least be happy, you know. It's like that's kind of true, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of true because it's like I was I was miserable. Well, not miserable like being in tech, but it's like just being in tech. I was always frustrated, you know. And it was like just in general, I've always thought that. It just being in the department, like, I've always felt like yeah, I enjoyed being there, but at the same time, I felt like I just felt like it wasn't me. I felt like it wasn't really where I belonged. I felt like theater was where I belonged, you know, because like I've done like acting stuff like in school. Like I never auditioned for any public theaters or anything or something like that or outside of school performance. But when it comes to theater, I've been doing this whole acting in school kind of thing from like ever since third grade, which is crazy, you know. So it's like theater has always been a big part of my life, you know, for that long time, from third to 11th grade. But yeah, I switched departments, and it's like yeah, I enjoy being in theater, but it's like the thing that sucked was the amount of paperwork. But I'm babbling on. I'm focusing on the. I'm right now. I'm just focusing on the negatives. But being in theater, like I got to do a whole bunch of cool stuff. Besides the constant performing of monologues and having to write your own monologue, like got to do stuff like got to be in plays, got to perform Shakespeare's sonnets, I got the opportunity to write scenes and write plays and this other stuff. It's like doing writing assignment sucks so much, doing writing assignment after writing assignment and research paper after research paper, plot summary, live critiques. It was really cool. It was like I got to sword fight, which was really cool. The stage combat is different from fencing, of course. But the thing that was really cool is that my acting teacher for most of the time, because technically I had two acting teachers during my time in Harrison, but my main acting teacher, Miss Finns, like my mind went blank for some reason. Oh yeah, I was about to say. Like she says that the work that we do in the class was like the level of like we were doing work that some graduates and undergrads have never even done before, which is really cool, you know, because like like her curriculum is basically like a college level curriculum, which is crazy in a way, you know. But I guess that sort of thing kind of gets you prepared for college, so. Eh. But like honestly, like I can really say that just going to Harrison, like I would never think things that I think now. I wouldn't be where I am now, you know. And personally, I feel like my emotions and how I felt at the time, and it's like although junior year at Harrison is like a make or break sort of thing, like at the same time, although it broke me, you know, through many different elements. At the same time, I feel like feel like everything worked out for the best, I guess. Though I won't get to graduate from there, you know. Had to spend my senior year off at some other school. But I never would have gotten to do them. I've said this over and over again. I never would have been able to, like, I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't go to Harrison, you know. And I know this may sound over exaggerating and over dramatic and stuff like that, but personally, I feel like if I didn't go to Harrison, like at the time, and if I went to the school that I was zoned for, it's like, honestly, I feel like how my emotions were and how I felt internally at the time, I felt like if I went to the school that I was zoned for at first, I feel like by now I would either be in this either super depressed state or I would have committed suicide. Like I'm being dead honest. Like I'm not even being like one of those over dramatic. Like I'm not being like an over dramatic teenager, you know. But at the same time, I'm just being real, you know. Like I'm just saying when I'm like honestly, like I feel like of course now suicidal thoughts are like the furthest thing away from my mind, you know. Like I don't even think about that crap anymore, you know. But that used to be like that used to be on my mind throughout middle school. Even through fifth grade throughout like the entirety of middle school, like I thought about suicide, you know. But I was like an over dramatic, dumb little kid, you know. But yeah, I pretty much I said all that I had to say. It's like, and of course I went from one topic to another on a freaking tangent. This is crazy. But yeah, I have nothing more to say. See you guys later.